What up, tubers? Zeltrax Millennium here, back with a brand new video review. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I hope y'all enjoy the video. What up, tubers? Yes, I am actually reviewing a video game on this channel. However, to avoid getting another copyright strike, there will be no gameplay footage here. However, I shall point you in the direction of Ghost Robo's review/commentary on his walkthrough of the game, so you can see the footage there. The link for his walkthrough will be in the description box below. Now, there will be massive spoilers for those who haven't played the game yet, so if you don't want to be spoiled, shut this video off about now. So without further ado, let's get started with the plot. The game starts us off in the time of Spider-Man 2099, looking up a dude named Walker Sloan, who has developed a time portal to head into the past to found Alchemax long before it was supposed to be founded. 2099 Spidey won't let it happen and tries to head off Sloan. He jumps into the portal and sees the horrible things that Sloan has done to the timeline. 2099 Spidey also gets a vision of Amazing Spider-Man dying on the 66th floor where the portal is. 2099 Spidey comes back to the portal. His memories are unaffected by the time shift, but his home doesn't look too good for the wear. Thanks to Peter Parker's DNA on record, due to Alchemax hiring him, Miguel O'Hara makes contact with Peter through a chronal link that O'Hara made, so that way they can keep in contact with each other. After hearing about his possible death, Peter decides to head up to his own 66th floor to stop Sloan from using the portal again. Along the way, he's confronted by Anti-Venom, where it seems Eddie Brock is trying to fight off something inside of him. After fighting a whole bunch of military soldiers and mooks, Amazing Spidey makes it to the portal room and finds Sloan with both Anti-Venom and Doc Ock with him. Sloan makes the mind-control chips inside Anti-Venom go into hyperdrive and turns him into a hulking beast. Amazing Spidey fights him with little success. 2099 Spidey shoots a web through the portal on his end to save Amazing Spidey at the last minute and places him into a tube to regenerate his powers and heal his body. 2099 Spidey jumps through the portal and ends up in Amazing Spidey's time, where he lays the proverbial smackdown on Anti-Venom. And if you don't know your classic Spidey, you'd know that 2099's powers aren't radiation-based, so that way, Anti-Venom can't drain his powers. After getting rid of the mind-control ding-dongs, Anti-Venom then goes to kill Sloan for controlling him, but something goes wrong, and the trio of Sloan, Anti-Venom, and Doc Ock are shoved through the portal, with Doc Ock's glasses looking like crud when they go through. Amazing Spidey then wakes up and learns from Miguel that the portal was damaged, and although that it can send small stuff to the portal, it's not powerful enough to send them both back to their respective times. While both Spider-Men do what they can on their ends of the portal to fix the timeline and get them both back to their respective homes, strange tentacles keep popping out of time portals all over both times. At a certain point in the game, the tentacles make themselves known as a gross-looking fusion of Doc Ock, Anti-Venom, and Sloan, which Amazing Spider-Man calls Atrocity. On his way back to the portal room from the Alchemax archives, thanks 2099 Spidey saving Mary Jane from getting killed, Amazing Spidey comes across Black Cat 2099, who claims that the CEO of Alchemax kept her young by giving her an anti-aging drug. However, after her second boss battle, we then find out that she's just a clone of the original Black Cat. After that, Amazing Spidey then meets the CEO of Alchemax, which is his future self! Dun dun dun! After shunning his future self, Amazing Spidey manages to get the portal working and sends both him and Miguel back to their respective times. However, they still have to fight Atrocity and CEO Peter respectively. After shoving both Atrocity and CEO Peter back through the portal, the timeline is restored, and as the credits roll, both Amazing and 2099 Spidey's have a 5-hour lecture on time travel. Alrighty, now that we're done with the plot, let's go to the gameplay. The gameplay in this game is largely similar to Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, since that game was also developed by Beanox. Activision then made the decision to make Beanox the lead developer on all future Spider-Man games, which seems like a plus in my book. I'm reviewing the Xbox 360 port of the game, so the controls might not be the same for the other ports. You control both Spidey with the left analog stick, allowing them to run at a good pace. You can then push down the left analog stick near a wall to wall climb. The D-pad serves as activating your spider sense, allowing you to both see threats and objects you'll need in order to progress to the next section of the level. Okay, editor's edit. I forgot to mention that the LT button allows you to activate Hypersense for Amazing Spider-Man and Accelerated Decoy for 2099 Spidey, and the RT button allows for web zipping and web slinging. The A button allows you to jump, plus pressing it again gives you more height with your webbing. The B button lets you shoot webbing like bullets, and upon hitting an enemy with webbing, it stuns them for a bit, allowing you ample time to give them a punch to the face. The Y button gives you a ranged attack, and the X button lets you do melee attacks, which are very satisfying in my regard. The LB trigger acts along with the 4 face buttons when performing combos, and the RB trigger activates a web strike for Amazing Spidey and a decoy strike for 2099 Spidey. However, the biggest aspect, from what I can tell from Spider-Man Edge of Time, is the whole quantum causality trick. It's kind of like Metroid Prime 2 Echoes in that aspect, where in that game, you did something in one world in order to affect the other. The same thing kind of applies here. For instance, there's the section in the Alchemex building where Amazing Spidey comes across a prototype of a giant robot. Said robot is tearing apart 2099 Spidey. After destroying the prototype, the robot in 2099 disappears completely. Another aspect is the time paradox burst for both characters. You activate it by pressing down both the left and right analog sticks, thus creating a bubble in which any enemy that's attacking you will be frozen in their tracks, allowing you to instantly get the upper hand in the fight. Okay, next is on to character design. This game looks shocking beautiful. The character models all look and move fluently, and the CGI cutscenes also look pretty dang good with very little frame hiccups here and there. I also like how in the beginning of the game, as you play as Miguel O'Hara, and the opening credits for the game show up as he's crawling through the vents. I just love that. Next, we're web-slinging off into my personal favorite part of a video game, voice acting. All of the voices in this game kick major ass, as a lot of A-list voices come to lend their voices for this game. Josh Keaton, who you guys might know as Jack from Transformers Prime and Ultimate Spider-Man in Shattered Dimensions, lends his talent as the Amazing Spider-Man, and I gotta say, he fits into the role very well in my humble opinion. Christopher Daniel Barnes, who voiced Spidey in the 1994 cartoon and Noir Spidey in Shattered Dimensions, lends his voice to Spider-Man 2099. I gotta say, Christopher Daniel Barnes really shines as 2099 Spidey in this game. Not to say that Dan Gilvezan did a bad job voicing him in Shattered Dimensions, I'm just saying that Christopher does a little bit better at portraying 2099 Spidey better. Val Kilmer voices Walker Sloan, Laura Vandervoort voices Mary Jane Watson, Katie Sackhoff voices Black Cat 2099, and Anti-Venom is voiced by Steve Bloom, while Fred Tatascore voices both Atrocity and J. Jonah Jameson, who makes a cameo at the beginning of Amazing Spidey's gameplay. Final verdict! Okay, so my final verdict is thus. You must play this game! From the gameplay, to the music, to the visual style they used, it's all incredible, and I highly recommend this game to any fan of the Spider-Man mythos, or just video games in general. I give Spider-Man an Edge of Time an astounding 9 out of 10. With all that said, I'm Zeltrax Millennium saying good night, good luck, sayonara, and EXCELSIOR! Sorry, couldn't resist.